नमस्कार, NBC 24 न्यूज देख रहे हैं आप। मैं हूं आपके साथ अभिषेक। आज हमारे स्टूडियो में दो शख्स मौजूद हैं। एक मनोज कुमार सिंह है और एक तरफ अनिल है, जो कि मनोज कुमार सिंह जो है वो एकेडमिक हेड हैं संत लॉरेंस स्कूल के, तो दूसरी तरफ अनिल है STET के मेरिट कैंडिडेट है और NIT जमशेदपुर से पास आउट हैं। बहुत बहुत स्वागत है सर आप दोनों का।
थैंक यू, धन्यवाद।
पहला सवाल रहेगा सर, गवर्नमेंट स्कूल वर्सेस प्राइवेट स्कूल, दोनों में से बेहतर कौन है?
Definitely, private school is better than that of the government school. In every aspects, the private school will take edge on a government school. Whether it's a matter of infrastructure, quality teacher, quality education, management, anything else. Government school will be lesser than that of the private school in every aspect, and that's why private school is better than that of the government school. If we'll take the notes on the rich parents of the Patna or anywhere, generally children of the rich peoples of this society study in the private school, and the poor people of this society, children of the poor people of the society generally study in the government school. This is the major reason. This is the major reason.
मनोज सर आप बताइएगा इसको।
Today topic is government school versus private school. This is very hot topic, and since long educationists, they are always getting a struggle that why differences is more, why more differences. One side, if I am looking towards government school, mean to say public school, and another side private schools, lot of differences. Government school is run by government and funding it by the government. Private school is run by the one ownership, under one ownership private school is run, and the funding media is either it is from some trust or it is from by the students and their guardians. Then also, if you will visit in any private school, you will see that building is very fantastic, neat and clean, campus, surrounding, fencing, these all you will get in manner. Hygiene, sanitation and proper sports facilities along with the sports grounds and teachers. All tools of sports are available in the school. Mean to say, from every corner you will feel better in comparison of government school. Private school is always better. Why? Because as we know that in democracy there are two types of government. One is direct government and second is indirect government. The benefit of direct government is what? Because public, they have the power in our hand and they select directly president and prime minister, like USA, UK, like that. But in India, people have power, but they cast their vote to the MP, MLA, and MP, MLA, they are choosing the chief minister and president. Mean to say, we don't have direct power, and we cast our votes. After 5 years, again power will come in the public. In same way in private school and government school, private school mean to say direct dealing by the director, and effect comes immediately to the from top to bottom level, and due to that amendments get placed as soon as possible. But in government sector, if headmaster is available in the school, he will think that if BO will pass the message, then I'll just take action. BO, block education officer, if he is on the chair and he thinks that yes, my DO will pass the message, then I will take action, and same thing will be routed to the direct to the school, to the headmaster, And BO, he is just loaths and sloths. He is just leprosy person. He is acting in the district. He is not taking any actions, and he will think that yes, if joint secretary and education minister, chief minister, if they will pass the circulars, then action will be taken whole Bihar. This is the merit. This is the drawback. This is the curse of our Bihar, especially, or India, in our society, that being a good support by the government school is not running properly, and private school in very limited sources they are proving themselves, and education is better, and good families students, they are getting admission in private school, but they are not moving towards government school. Many things are there, many points are there, and if we think that in private school, some drawback also in private school. No, I can say that all benefits and quality in private school. In government school, teachers, they are getting higher position day by day. They are becoming from weak to strong by financially, because timely they are getting payment by the government. Even you may see the previous history in Corona, nobody was getting payment, but the government teachers, they were getting payment. And in private sectors, it was very bad situation. In government sectors, schools benefit is what? They are getting payment, teachers they are enjoying, but they are not doing their job properly. In private sectors, teachers they are not getting, in comparison of government sectors teachers, higher payment. But then also they are proving themselves in limited sources, in limited facilities, they prove themselves that yes, within 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 in private sectors, teachers they are proving themselves and they are maintaining themselves in a good way. But in government sectors, they are getting good payment. There is no any struggle. There is no any disturbance by the government in payment sides. Then also they are not satisfied and they are not doing their job properly. That's why many points are there in the mind that what is your expectation and why government sector is not running properly by the government, why private sector is better than that. Yes, I do agree with Mr. Anil sir. He told whatever, I strongly support him. Thank you.
Yeah.
अनिल जी एक सवाल आपसे रहेगा.
The first of all, I want to put some view on these particular issues. Manu sir, it's a very important point that what is the requirements for the schools. The first is the physical infrastructure. Second, it's a quality education, quality teacher, and third, it's a management. That you have already spoken about that. The first, if we'll talk about the building, there is a outdated building in a government school. At the same time, there's a modern style building in the private school. So this is the first differences in between the private school and the government school. The second point, we will talk about the campus. The campus in the government school is without the boundary wall. It's a mismanaged campus. But if we take about the example of the private school, there is a managed campus in a private school. Hygiene and sanitation, if we'll talk about. Hygiene means it's a proper dress, proper styles, proper dresses, especially for the teachers as well as the student in the private school. But what is the situation in the government school? Everyone know that what is the situation of the dress code, etc. in the government school. It's a zero. Now it's a proper sports ground. It's a zero in the government school. There is a proper sports ground in the private school. It's a laboratory. Sir, there is no even a single laboratory, physics, chemistry, biology laboratory in the government school. Means without the laboratory, all the government school of Bihar are running without the laboratory. How this is possible? How this is possible, you can think. And finally, last but not the least, it's a library. There is no library. There is no librarian in a government school. So this is the situation of the physical infrastructure in a government school. This is the major lack of physical infrastructure in a government school. And that's why the private schools are taking age on a government school.
अनिल जी, लेकिन देखा जाए तो सरकार कई दावे करती है. सरकार का यह साफ साफ कहना है कि तमाम चीजों का मुहैया जो है वो सरकार करवा रही है और बिहार सरकार पहले से बेहतर है.
Then why there is a lack of the building? Why there is a lack of the campus? Why there is a lack of the hygiene and sanitation? Why there is a lack of the laboratory? And why there is a lack of the library? Why there is a lack of the proper sports facilities? If the government is providing, then why there is a lack? Government is responsible for this. And that's why We are protesting for more than 1 year on the ground of Patna, on the land of Patna, for the improvement of physical infrastructure in the government school of Bihar. We are protesting.
लेकिन बीते दिनों बिहार विधानसभा में शिक्षा मंत्री ने अरबों खर्च करने की बात कही थी सर, बिहार की शिक्षा व्यवस्था को लेकर, इस पे क्या कहिएगा?
एक हिंदी में प्रोवर्ब है कि हाथी के दांत खाने के लिए कुछ और दिखाने के लिए कुछ और होता है। सबसे द मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग इन गवर्नमेंट that the people who is sitting on the top, they are not in proper way, in proper formation, they are not fully responsible as per their rules and regulations, they are not adopting proper things. If they will be good, if they will be tight, then definitely from top to bottom everything system will be in channel. But this is our curse in our system, that people, they are not doing their job properly, they are not responsible for their work properly. Due to that, कहने की बात है, whatever government is making plan, whatever announcements are there, that is not in proper way implemented. I feel if you will visit in different of the schools, rural area or urban area in Bihar, definitely you will feel that yes, this is happening. There is no any proper channels for the schools running. Teachers, they are not coming in time in the school, government schools. Headmaster, he is not responsible for that. The selection pattern is very poor. What can I say? The Education Minister of Bihar, he is announcing that yes, about the building, about the recruitment process, about the selections, all action is taking, and in time payments and all financial problem will be removed. Then also, why our Bihar is 10 years all back also, it was in number of development at the end. From top to bottom, it was in bottom system, and still it is in bottom. Why? There is some problem of that in that lackness of government, lackness of position actions. They are not implementing their rules regulation. As per that, in system, whatever people are sitting to look after these all the things, like DM, like Joint Secretary, like Chief Minister, like Education Minister, like BO, DO and headmasters, and even you can say in lower level teachers and others non-teaching staff also, if they will not in proper way, in information, if they will not be found up to get education, to give education, I am sure that education system can't be updated at all.
अनिल जी, एक सवाल आपसे रहेगा
on this particular topic. I will reply that what Honorable Minister is replying, that what I am doing for the education system, for the development of education system in Bihar, he is absolutely telling lie. Irresponsible statement, insensible behavior of the Honorable Minister. If you are doing something for the education system of Bihar, then why there is a mismanagement in the building? Why there is a mismanagement in the campus? Why there is a mismanagement in a hygiene and sanitation? Why there is a mismanagement in a sports facilities, a sports ground? Why there is a mismanagement or lack of laboratory, the lack of library? If you are doing, then why we are on the top? Not top, we are on the bottom. The 15 years ago, we were on the bottom, and right now we are the bottom. Then what you are doing? Please take.
You are very correct on your point. I do agree.
अनिल जी, क्वालिटी टीचर पे बात करेंगे अब, क्या कहिएगा इस पे?
Manu sir, on the quality teacher, we will talk about the quality education, the depth of knowledge. For a quality any teacher, there is a need of a depth of knowledge. For a quality education, there is a need of a merit teacher. For a quality education, there is a need of a excellent communication for any teacher. And the finally, last but not the least, it's a good conduct for any teacher. So my point is very clear, that you cannot imagine a quality education without a quality teacher. If you want a quality education in any school, whether it's a government school or a private school, there is a need of a quality teacher. And for any quality teacher, there is a need of a depth of knowledge, there is a need of a merit teacher, there is a need of excellent communication skill of any teacher, and finally, it's a good conduct for a teacher. Manu sir, If we'll think about the depth of knowledge, there are so many, the more than lakhs of teachers in the government school of Bihar have no knowledge of how the simple spelling of the Sunday and Monday. A couple of months ago, there was a very famous teacher, the Deepak Kumar of viral by Sonu. The Deepak Kumar teacher have no knowledge about the spelling of headmaster and spelling. What he will do? He will destroy the education system of this society. He will destroy the future of the student of that school. So how can you say that he can be a teacher? Teacher must be rusticated like that. So this is my point. The merit teacher, he is totally a not merit teacher. You cannot imagine a not merit teacher in a school, any school, whether it's a government school or private school. Excellent communication skill, it's a zero. If we will talk about the excellent communication skill of the government school teachers, it's a zero communication skill of the teachers of the government school. It's a conduct. Manoj sir will speak something about the conduct. This is my point, that on every points,
yes,
you will have to give a zero marks to the teacher of the government school.
Here, debate is what is the difference between government schools and private schools. On the basis of that, Mr. Anil, he spoke very good things in a depth way, and I was listening very careful. Here, Mr. Journalist also along with me, and he is asking question as per the pattern, and we are agree here also. The main motto that we have to remove the evil things from our society with the help of good education. Now, Mr. Anil, he was saying that teachers, if depth of knowledge, lackness of knowledge, if we are seeing and seeking towards that, then definitely it's very talkative matter that without knowledge, without proper way, how we can hope that a teacher can teach better in the school. But other than that, one very important thing that there are two types of system in school. One is establishment and second is strength. हर स्कूल में एस्टेब्लिशमेंट होता है, स्ट्रेंथ होता है कि एस्टेब्लिशमेंट है 10 टीचर का और स्ट्रेंथ तत्काल 8 टीचर्स, देन शॉर्टेज ऑफ 2 टीचर्स. इफ माय सब्जेक्ट इज साइंस and I'm a very good teacher in science subject, if vacancies in my school of English teacher, if at that place in that particular period, if I will be put to teach, then being a good teacher in my science, I'm a poor teacher if I am teaching English. So system problems are there here. Strength and establishment on both topics, on both things. If government is not caring in proper way, then system cannot be good. That is also a part of system. And if on upper heads, if they are sending somebody as a teacher in the school, then that system will be on track when I put the strength, I put the establishment, if school will be run. Otherwise system will be in tear form. And we can say now, Mr. Anil, he was talking about the expectation of school. In that he said many points like building, laboratories, library, campus, hygiene, sanitation. I was noting down whatever he was saying. I was noting down, and proper sports ground. In private school, if you will visit, these all the things in system you will get, but in government sectors, all the things available. तो कहने के लिए है कि घर में खाना बना हुआ है और खाना प्लेट में नहीं है तो गया कहाँ? बिल्कुल गया. इसका मतलब जो किचन में जो बैठी हैं हेड या बैठे हैं, they are not in proper way. मनोज सर, each and everything in the kitchen and it is not coming in the plate. It means some system problem there. Tell me sir.
मनोज सर, एक सवाल आपसे है, मैनेजमेंट को लेकर कहाँ बिहार का गवर्नमेंट स्कूल पीछे रह जाता है? देखा जाए तो तमाम चीज़ों के लिए जैसे दिया जाता है, तमाम स्कूलों में व्यवस्था बिहार सरकार दावा भी करती है, लेकिन मैनेजमेंट में प्राइवेट स्कूल हमेशा आगे रहता है और गवर्नमेंट स्कूल हमेशा पीछे हो जाता है.
एक सेकेंड, यू हैव आस्क्ड मी दैट गवर्नमेंट स्कूल पीछे रह जाता है एंड प्राइवेट, द सिचुएशन ऑफ प्राइवेट स्कूल इज वेरी गुड एंड हाई. नाउ हियर आई ब्लेम इन बोथ वे. टिल द किंग or head of a state or country, if not qualified, and system of choosing is not qualified, if headmaster is good, teacher is good, and minister is illiterate, is not qualified, how we can hope that implementation from top will come to the bottom in a proper way? In same way in private school also, if some person running a school and he is not qualified, he has money in the hand and he is not qualified, how I can hope that he is a good director? By the effect and support of money, he is running a school. But being a principal, if I ask, sir, this is not good, this is good, how he can identify that this is good, this is not good? In same way, private sectors also, if top head not qualified and he not giving importance for the education, we can't say that in 100% it is good. But in comparison of private school, why good? Because director is financial head and he kept some staffs as a principal, academic head, academic in charge, administrators. They are good, they are getting payment, and in lieu of payment they are functioning in a very fantastic good. But in government sectors, top head also not good, and what is rules, regulation, education policy, it is coming from top to bottom, that is not in proper way, that cannot be implemented in proper way. Why? Because on top they are acting as a leprosy patient, and down they are thinking that my boss is like that, I must enjoy. They don't have bother at all that what is going to be happen. What we are doing with our generation is becoming day by day bad to worse. They are not thinking about that. If you are working in a particular place, if you will be habitual for good bad thing, then definitely that effect will come in your family, and your children will be also like that. They will not be fertile at all. If I am not fertile, I put the fertility, if I am not working, then how can I hope that my children and my society children, they will be fertile? No.
Anil ji,
one point I will speak something about that, sir. You had spoken about the lack of teacher in a government school, and you had spoken that there is a lack of one or two teacher in every school. There is no lack of one or two teacher in the government school.
Many.
There are more than 700,000 schools in a government school of Bihar. 7,000 schools have no single teacher. This is the management. This is the situation of the government school of Bihar.
Correct.
Number one, who is responsible for this mismanagement?
Government.
Government is responsible. Honorable Minister is responsible. Honorable Chief Minister is responsible. Additional Chief Secretary is responsible. Director is responsible. DO is responsible. BO is responsible. DM, BDO, SDM, and finally it's a headmaster is responsible. These are the responsible first one for the major mismanagement in the government school of Bihar. Sir, if we'll talk about the management of the Sachivalaya, if we'll go in the Sachivalaya, the situation of the Sachivalaya is like a MNC. It's a MNC. If we'll go in the office of the district magistrate, it's a management of the DM office will be like a MNCs. If we'll go in the CM office.
You are right. Where boss is sitting, where academic head sitting, where CM sitting, minister sittings, DM sitting, DO sittings, that is the prime place. And in democracy, we see that where boss is, then all the channels, all supporting hands will roam surrounding that. And chirag tale andhera. If they are sitting in AC room, if they are enjoying, all supporting hands roaming towards that personality, and they are not putting that in field, in a school, either rural area or developed or urban area, what is happening? Instead, the benefit of that, if they are enjoying, they are lazy in their job, then in same way, schools, administration department, teachers, all they are not in proper way. Why? They think that action will not be taken at all, because the fault is everywhere. The fault is everywhere. Due to that, there is no fairness in the individuals. If I am a school head, I am not fearing at all. Why? Because topper head, they are also like that. That is the main reason.
I think, sir, there is a lack of a willpower. If
Yeah.
there will be a willpower, everything will be fine. And now it's my final point. It's a recruitment process of the government school of Bihar. The recruitment process of a teacher in the government school of Bihar, as well as you will speak something about the recruitment process of teacher in the private school of Bihar. Sir, I'm putting my view very strongly that everywhere in India, the recruitment of a teacher in a government school is on the basis of competitive exam. But what is in Bihar? What is in Bihar? The recruitment of a teacher in a government school of Bihar is on the basis of academic. This is the major drawback. If we'll talk about the merit and not merit teacher, where is the process? Where is the process that a not merit and mentally disabled candidate will be a teacher in the government school? This is in Bihar, that a not merit teacher can be a teacher in the government school of Bihar. Mentally disabled can be a teacher in the government school of Bihar. And we all, the merit candidate, are struggling to join the government school of Bihar, but the government is ignoring.
This is surprise thing of our society or government, that for police recruitment process, merit list is there, but for teachers, no merit list system.
Not merit. There is a not merit. It's a shameful.
Yeah.
If we'll take the example of any convent school, even your St. Lawrence school, will your director will take a teacher of a not merit? No. There will not be any gate for a not merit teacher in a private school. Why in a government school? Why? Because the poor people of the society generally study in a government school. And sir, my point is very clear. This is a strong conspiracy against the poor people of the society. This is a strong conspiracy.
That is a major point.
That government is trying to recruit a mentally disabled, not merit teacher in a government school of Bihar.
तो आपने सुना, हमारे साथ दो शख्स थे, एक तरफ मनोज सर थे तो दूसरी तरफ अनिल थे। अनिल एसटीईटी के मेरिट कैंडिडेट थे तो दूसरी तरफ एकेडमिक हेड हैं संत लॉरेंस एकेडमी के मनोज सर। दोनों का क्या कुछ कहना था आपने सुना है। देखिए, बिहार में जिस तरीके से शिक्षा व्यवस्था को लेकर सवाल खड़ा होता है उसको लेकर आज हमने बात किया है। जिस तरीके से सीबीएसई स्कूल के बारे में बात होता है कि प्राइवेट स्कूल जो है वो काफी बेहतर है, तो वहीं गवर्नमेंट स्कूल पर हमेशा सवाल खड़ा होते रहता है। फिलहाल दोनों का क्या कुछ कहना था आपने सुना है। देखिए, लगातार सरकार जो है दावे करती है, दावा फेल है सरकार का, वहीं सरकार के जो अधिकारी हैं उनके चलते जो शिक्षा व्यवस्था है बिहार का वो खराब है। वहीं बिहार सरकार की गलतियों की वजह से बिहार की शिक्षा व्यवस्था खराब है, ऐसा अनिल जी का और मनोज सर का कहना है। फिलहाल इस खबर में इतना ही। और भी तमाम खबरों के लिए बन रहे हमारे साथ। हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें, पेज को लाइक करें। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।